Guys, Ritesh here. Welcome to my new video. And in this video, we will see a problem that we generally face when we use logistic regression for classification problems. And I have in my previous videos, I have shown you that logistic regression can only do binary classification. Yeah, that is true. But we can also use logistic regression for multi-class classifications also. So let me show you how we can do that. For binary, it was very simple. We had some points belonging to a particular class, and we have some separate points or different points belonging to a particular class. And what we had to do was we just had to find an optimal hyperplane that can classify these points separately. That's all. So this was binary classification. Now, so this is fine and good, but what if we have more than two classes in our classification problem? Suppose we have a problem where we have to classify whether a given mobile set or given a mobile phone is a low budget, or it is a mid budget, or it is a high budget phone. Now here we don't have two classes, here we have three classes to classify. And if we are using logistic regression to train a model on this, and we have to give given a mobile set, and we have to say whether this belongs to low budget or mid budget or high budget, then how to how to sorry how to modify our model in such a way that it can classify the data points for these three classes. So what we have to do is we will use one versus rest technique. Now how to use that one versus rest technique is, see, we will train a model which will say whether the predicted yi is 1 or not. See, first let me make it clear. Low budget is class 1, mid budget is class 2, and high budget is 3. Now we will train model 1 for what? This model will say whether this particular point or this particular data that we have given to the model belongs to class 1 or it does not belong to class 1. That's all. It will only say this one. We will train another model which will say whether the given point or the given data belongs to point or belongs to class 2 or it does not belong to class 2. We will train model 3. We will train model 3 which will say whether the particular given data point belongs to class 3 or not. Now we have three models now. Now given a point or given a data or query, you can name it as you like. We will give it to model 1, we will give it to model 2, and we will give it to model 3. Okay. Now the model will give us the probability score of this particular query belonging to class 1, belonging to class 2, and belonging to class 3. Now if the model, if the probability of this particular point belonging to point 2 is more than the probability of point belonging to point class 1, and probability of this particular query or particular point or data belonging to class 3, then our final answer will be yi cap is equals to 2. Say because the probability given by model 2 was more than the model 1 and model 3. So this is how we change or we slightly modify our models to work in multi-class settings also. Now what is the advantage? The advantage is that logistic regression can be used for multi-class classifications also, and we know that the logistic regression models is very fast, and this is very easier to train. This trains very fast and it predicts the result also very fast, and we will see all of these things when we will use logistic regression for our real world problem solving. We will see there why uh, logistic regression is training faster when we will see time complexity. Don't worry, we will see all of this time complexity of training and time complexity of prediction also when we will do real life problem in our logistic regression. So now this is the advantage that we can use this here also. Now, what is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is suppose suppose we have a very huge data set, very huge, or you may assume that the data set is very large. Now, how to decide the data set is very large or not? If the model is taking a lot of time to train on the data, which means that means the data set is very large. That's why that is taking a lot of time. That is simple. Now, suppose we are trying to train a model on advertisement data set. Suppose a user comes on our website and we have to show them advertisements. Now, whether to show this particular ad to this user or not is a classification problem. This is a recommendation problem also, but since we are doing classification here, I will change this particular problem into classification. Okay, suppose a user came to our website, whether we have to show this particular ad to this user or not is a classification problem. Now, the data set can be huge in this particular case, because suppose we have a website where we see 1 lakh, or suppose 1 million users per month. We see 1 million users per month on this particular website. Now, we have some, suppose, quarterly based timeline for training our model or retraining our model and deploying them. Now, suppose after 4 months we will have 4 million users, or it may change also, it may have 10 million or about 20 million users. Now we have the data set for those users, and that can be very huge, and training our model on that huge data set can take a lot of time. So I just wanted to show you an example of huge data set. Now suppose, now you have known that how the data set can be very large. Now suppose we have very large data set, very large, no? Very large, and we have, suppose, 5 classes, 5 class classification. We have 5 class classification, and we are training a logistic regression model on this. Now what we have to do is we will have to train 5 models: model 1, model 2, model 3, model 4, and model 5 for each particular class. Since the data is very large, this is taking a lot of time to train. This is taking a lot of time to train, and we also have to do hyperparameter tuning for this one, hyperparameter tuning for this one, this one, this one, and this one, for everyone. So this is, sorry, this is the only downside. This is the only downside, and this downside is not very significant because logistic regression trains very faster, as I have told you earlier. So this is the only slight drawback of using logistic regression in this, and there are no more drawbacks. And I will just draw a diagram to show you how this will happen. Now, this is, suppose, class 1. This is class 1. Okay, this is class 1. The points belonging to class 1. Now, suppose these are the points belonging to class 2. Okay, now, and suppose these are the points belonging to class 3. These are the points belonging to class 3. Now, what will happen when we will use logistic regression is we will have a line like this. We will have a line like this. This will say whether the point is belonging to class 1 or not belonging to class 2. So this is model 1. This is model 1. This will find this hyperplane. Now, the other model will find a different hyperplane. The other model will find a different hyperplane, and what will happen is it will draw a line like this. Sorry, this is not visible. Let me select a different color. Yeah, this will draw a hyperplane like this, and this will say, this is for model 2. This will say the point is belonging to class 1 or not belonging to class 1, and there will be one more model, and this will say, now this is very difficult for to this. Now the hyperplane will be like this, this particular. Oh, this is not visible. Okay, let me select this one. So this will draw a line like this, line like this. Sorry for this. The drawing is not that good. Okay, this one. So this will say whether the point is belonging to class 3 or not. So this will be model 3. So this will be how our multi-class setting will work in for logistic regression cases. So I hope I have made this point very clear, because the confusion in most of people's mind is that logistic regression cannot be used for multi-class setting. So I have just shown you we can use one versus rest technique, and then we can use logistic regression for multi-class setting. So I hope you like this video. If you have watched this video till now, it means that you have liked this. So please hit the like button. And if you want to get more updates on machine learning and you want to get in-depth knowledge of machine learning, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching my videos. I will see you in the next video.